Activity 6, Math-a-Mania. Now that we know how to get readings from sensors, what can we do with that data? Sometimes you need to modify that data to change what your robot does. This modification of data is called calculation. The processor in your EV3 is capable of doing these calculations very quickly. We're going to use those calculations to create different sounds from an EV3 theremin. A theremin is an early electronic instrument created in 1928 by Leon Theremin. The theremin measures hand movements to generate different sounds. Open 4-H Book 2 Projects and click on the plus sign to add a new program. Double-click on the word Program in the tab. Change the name to Math-a-Mania. The first thing we're going to do is set up a loop. We set up this loop so the theremin will constantly monitor our hand movement. Next, we'll bring in an ultrasonic sensor block from the sensor palette. This sensor will measure the distance between the robot and your hand. As we said earlier, this program will be used to generate sounds, so let's add a sound block from the action palette. Change the play file to play tone, and change the duration to 0.02 seconds. For the program to work properly, we need to change the play type to repeat. As we said earlier, a theremin will use the sensor to read how far your hand is from the robot, and that reading will drive the tone played by the robot. For this to work properly, we must do some math calculations with our sensor reading. Add a math block from the Data Operations palette. Now wire the ultrasonic sensor into A of the math block. Change the math operation to multiply and change B to 30. Then, wire the equals of the math block into the hertz of the sound block. This will take your sensor reading, multiply it by 30, and feed that number into the sound block, which changes the pitch of the tone your robot will make. Be sure to save your work. Connect your robot to your computer and download the program. Unplug the robot and run the program. Now look in your book for some ways to revise this program and then move on to the next section.